Hey guys! So this is my first ever video where I actually record the voiceover fully after the montage, so please leave feedback but don't hate. So here are spoilers of season 18, like a sneak peek, at least of what we have on Insider. And I merged here two builds because there is so much getting released now that they are pushing month after month updates. As you can see, Trident now, the particles are purple in explosion. They were green before, like the regular Trident. And as you can see, I am diving to Morrow's peak, so while we get there, I'm gonna tell you that these are builds 3.5.2.2 and 3.5.2.3 in this video, and one is showcasing the new Dark Ancient Sanctuaries in Devil's Roar, and the other build had the Smugglers that are new to Devil's Roar on two big islands. Now this is all combined in one video, and I am slowly gathering keys to open the Sanctuaries. So normally we will have to defeat like an eternal guard to get these keys, but for testing purposes they are just in the tavern on the tables. And the sanctuaries are on Cinder Islet, Brimstone Rock, and Flames End. And of course, yes, correct. That's how I'm marking them. Yeah, a great voiceover. I went to all three islands and I completed all three sanctuaries. I started with the furthest one away, and because we have three sanctuaries, I took 6 keys. You know, just in case something didn't work. Thankfully, everything worked perfectly. Besides the known issues, I could find the sanctuaries pretty easily. I mean, yeah, just run around the island. The first one took the longest because I didn't know how they look like, even though we have description on forums. Also, in the description, I'm leaving links to all the Insider forum posts, even though some of them, by the time this video is released, could be archived and locked threads. You still can read the feedback and still open the newest Insider forum. Here we have new items. Sadly, 2 of them are recolors, and it's the Gold Hoarder chest and the Skull of Banished, which for some reason is turned like 180. It should be looking at you. But basically, Gold Hoarder, Order of Souls, Merchant, and Hunter's Call items. So this is what this will evolve around, probably, at least in Act 1. Those are just dark versions of some items, and some of them are completely new, like this thing. Tribute of the Banished, Hunting Tribute of the Banished, and the Merchant stuff. So, don't ask me what they will be for, but besides commendations, I can see, like, and reputation for these factions if you still need it. So, I traveled to all 3 islands, but I cut out all the traveling time. I tested all 3 sanctuaries. As you can see, I had some fun with, yeah, the skellies. The pathing is still broken, similar to Royal Crest Fortress. So I tried really hard to get this skelly to aggro on me. And even after a sword dash, she couldn't manage. And this is known issue, the textures in the background, which I also had fun with. So, if you ask me, these sanctuaries are really just one room. Sure, it's a cave, dugout, the island changed. That's all awesome, but I would expect a puzzle. I would expect a tunnel, 2 rooms, anything. Maybe this is not the final design. I've seen feedback similar to what I think, that it's only just 1 room. The amount of loot, don't worry about it. This is just placeholder, and all this loot sells for 1 or 2 gold. That's also placeholder, so don't focus on that. But just the room, the environment, this is too little. Now, also, I sailed for over 2 hours on Insider, or even longer, and I don't have means to teleport between islands, so I actually needed to sail to every single one of them. On the way, I didn't get a single Ashen Guardian, so there are no Ashen Guardians in Devil's Roar, and yet you have those caches inside those rooms that require Ashen Keys, which we know also from forum post on Insider. However, I would like to get Ashen Keys in Morrow's Peak's Tavern if we're supposed to test it, because there is no way I'm getting a key from different zone, biome in Sea of Thieves, or whatever we call it, to test like one cache that will be probably empty So just the functionality of opening it up. If you want us to test it, please provide us with the means to do so. So let's move on to the new smugglers. They are on Ruby's Fall and Fetcher's Rest. We still have traps that await us when we try to reach the smugglers, and it fits the theme. They are fiery, they spit fire. It's a known issue that they don't trigger instantly. Of course, I had to test it anyway, even though it's still in the works, so don't worry about that. So while Devil's Roar is cool, and I do know some individuals that love that zone biome region part of Sea of Thieves. And volcanoes are super cool, unless they hit your boat. And fire stuff, yeah, that's awesome too. And red traps, yes, that's amazing. But hey, at least where I live and in Europe, it will be winter in December. Like, are we for real right now? Can we have snowflakes instead of volcanoes, fire, and icy mountain instead of volcano, and ice instead of water? Yes? No? Anyone ever thought of that? Like, come on, give us that ice. No? Okay, never mind. I would just be happy with the purple stuff. So as I mentioned before, this is no issue that the traps have delayed response time, and also NPCs or mobs shouldn't be spawning in smugglers' hideouts. This is also not intended, same as phantoms on other islands when initially smugglers were released. Now, the journals have placeholder text in both hideouts. It is not intended, however, I do believe personally that this is just to hide things from us so we don't know everything about the smugglers, as the voiceovers and voice lines and everything here is already done with the smuggler. So you enjoy talking to this lady, and we will move on to the next guy on the other island.
My name is Lucia, a former highwaywoman, renowned member of the Smugglers League, best and prettiest duelist you'll ever see. Does the mask give it away? No, but seriously, I've worn it for years. Concealing one's true identity and purpose seems rather wise on these seas. Not many who rode in a horse-drawn coach filled with valuables would escape my roving eye. So, stand and deliver. I mean, sail and deliver. Yes, sorry, that's what we're doing, isn't it? And in case you're wondering, I still have a pretty face underneath this mask. The hair may be silver, but I assure you I'm not hiding a nasty curse like many around here. Not anymore. I was poor, but I made good money in my highway days. Living that rich life takes a lot of gold. I got into a lot of debt and had to get out of there pronto. All those laws and rules and courts. Not my style at all. So I ran away to sea. Joined a crew to the New World and met up with Saltbones in some dive. He's a character. Have you met him yet? He persuaded me to swap muddy highways and byways for briny waves and currents. Turns out highway robbery and smuggling have quite a bit in common. The Smugglers League, if you don't mind. Notorious and nefarious. It's a right old giggle. As long as you don't blow yourself up along the way. And in the Devil's Roar, that possibility seems to be doubly likely. Still, we are where we need to be. Try a smuggler's route run and see how you get on. Once you've done a few of them, you can earn yourself some kit that's fit for a real smuggler. For now, be careful with the cargo and deliver it as best you can to us smugglers. You'll find us all over the Sea of Thieves. Okay?
So our tall tale-like style for smugglers continues. This is how the lore evolves right now, I guess. It's like crazy combination of tall tale, old adventures that I personally never have done, and the actual world around you changing, evolving, new places appearing in a rock, you know, dugout. All of a sudden you have a smuggler's hideout. So personally, I like how they are using what's already in the game and changing it slightly, not 180 degrees, but slightly changing. That's nice. Now, this guy that we're gonna talk to in a sec, he has a sense of humor, and it's one gesture from Rare, if you ask me, to show that they hear us. Now, if they listen, that's another thing, but they definitely, with a sense of humor, show here that they heard us about the smuggler route being marked on the map. If you listen to the voiceover carefully, because I, of course, clicked through all the dialogue options, so it's up to you. Again, spoilers ahead. If you want to know what's going to be there in Season 18, I don't think these will change anymore, or at least not much. Also, there is, spoiler here, there is clients, not client, mentioned by this guy. So I wonder, will Bilge Rats be another faction of clients? Will we be able to raise Emmy in the future for smugglers? Many questions here unanswered, but they have definitely left many gates open for future with this faction and with that lore in the background. But enjoy the dialogue.
Name's Elias, Saltbones Elias. I've sailed since I was a nipper and recruited more smugglers into the League than you've had tankers of grog. An affectionate one. That's right. Earned it from all the new recruits I've helped. Means I have the sea in my blood. But salt veins doesn't sound as poetic, does it? More like a disease. If you don't like the sound of Saltbones, you can call me Elias, if you wish. No skin off my nose, chum. It is my name, after all. If you're in the League, you might earn the right to an affectionate nickname too, eh? Like, Fickle Fritz, or Sassy Sue, or Beardy Babu. Enjoying the weather? No, I'm here because I gotta be. Clients' orders. Plus, I want to be close to Leander, and this was the best cave I could get. We still want high-value items, black powder barrels, paintings and such, but now we've got other, older items to focus on too. Have you met Ix? She's fabulous at this kind of thing. If the sea runs in my veins, history and the night sky must run in hers. She's got ties to the ancient people that once sailed here, you know. And this latest job is really making her wishes come true. It's like all her Christmases came at once. Well, you've certainly come to the right place, eh? I've brought in more novice rogues than Solomon and Lottie combined. Step 1. Start off with some runs. All you gotta do is get from A to B with some valuable loot. Except, of course, our route is marked on the map for all to see. Better move real quick. If you get shot at with black powder barrels on board, well, you might be down the shipwrights for a new vessel before you can say sunk without trace. Any road up, prove yourself useful, and you'll get more to do. Just ask that Lottie, or our clients, if you can find them. In the meantime, mind how you go.
So, of course, I had to test if you can sell the new Dark Ancient items to smugglers, or this particular smuggler, as I had them handy. He mentions X and all the Dark Ancient stuff all combined, but there is no way I'm sailing to Crook's Hollow from Devil's Roar to test that. And I don't think smugglers are any different in this case. If he didn't take that, she probably wouldn't either, as he mentions X, and I believe she is at Crook's Hollow. Anyway, as you can see, because as I mentioned before, probably I found treasure chests, so I literally tried to put everything in it and sell things to incorrect people using treasure chests and do it manually, but it was like 8 minutes of a video, so I decided not to include that even on double speed. But trust me, everything works fine. You cannot sell these items to Mysterious Stranger for Athena. You can't sell them to the Skelly for Reaper. You cannot sell Order of Souls Skull to Hunter's Call. And I tested all the combinations. Also, the Skull of Dark Banishment, so the recolor of Skull of the Banished, is not visible on the map, because that's what I was wondering. Just because it's recolor, maybe it got traits from the old skull that was actually the object of a recolor. Anyway, please let me know what do you think about the purple theme, about the Dark Ancients, about all these spoilers so far. Do you like the new smugglers? Do you like the new items? Do you like these videos? Do you want me to show what's coming in? If I'm not mistaken, we will get Season 18 on 13th of November. That's at least what I calculated. Please let me know. What do you think? We have still plenty of time to give feedback, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!